So I'm just gonna, like, you know, I do sometimes talk right through my intro because I give no Fs. I don't care. Anyway, hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be a really early look at boss battle prep for you guys. Normally, I mean, 3/4 of the time I don't do them. Sometimes I do it really late. Today I am early. I've been streaming on Twitch with some of my, well, some people I really like. Some people in my faction may or may not like those. Some people maybe even I don't really like, but we have fun on Twitch. You should come and hang out sometime. I'm back to streaming basically daily now. Maybe still not on Fridays, depends how busy I'm on Friday. Anyway, to the boss. Yellow gems, 300% boost. All right, not bad. Multiply gems times 7 boost. That's kind of smexy. Color turn gems, 300%. Not bad. 50% gem debuff, hate. So we don't love that. What's worse, though, is Scopely clearly hates skill plates. Why, Scopely? Why do you hate skill plates? In particular, why do you hate skill plates in boss? I spend good money for my skill plates. I'm actually at this point getting sick of not using them. I'm actually thinking I may need to reevaluate how much importance I put on skill plates in prize wall choices. Because yeah, if we can't use boss is really where I want to hit the hardest anyway. So that's like steel cage is probably the dumbest in boss for my point of view, because that's when I'm trying to hit the hardest, right? So it's the one place I really want plates. I mean, that could be, Pat. That could be. So steel cage, no plates. So just know that that's going to have the biggest effect on Regal because most people hear yellow. The rumble plates don't actually work in boss anyway. They don't work unless you swipe. So rumble plates don't work anyway. But you know, damage per turn, 13, whatever that is, million or something. Yeah, only if you swipe. Which is not ideal for continuing to grow your gem damage. Shield is 250, any color, so that's nice. Anyone that chucks gems will be useful. Combo move, he throws out silence gems and then turn gems into botches as well. Basically covers the board so you can't set up. Yeah, you could use Powerhouse Hogan if they didn't on every boss, correct. No unfreeze this time. This time you need neutralize. Otherwise you're going to have 10 MP and you're not going to have fun. I'm assuming this is going to be on the third turn, so you're going to go, then the boss is going to go, and he's going to throw a shield out, then you're going to break the shield on that turn, and then the following turn, this is going to be there. So you're going to need to neutralize at least at level 6, I believe it is, to get rid of that. So make sure you bring a neutralize. Neutralize is the chaotic slot. You will want to neutralize to fall back on. That being said, I think the best damage person is, I would say, probably CM Punk, except for the fact that his skill plate wouldn't work on him. So I don't know that he'll be the biggest. It'll be really close, I think. He's in this spot where Ilya is. I don't have him, right? So I'm just going to disregard CM Punk because I don't have him and he's not important. But you know I mentioned him. So Acro CM Punk is going to be the best focus person. How about that? Miz, we've been running him a bunch on stream, testing him out. Assuming you have 100% strap, and some Fury 2s in these two moments. This moment doesn't have a ton, but these two moments, I don't have his gear. I still need 40 levels, but assuming you maxed him out with this entourage, Slim was on this stream too, big numbers guy. We're thinking 800-ish million with Miz set up this way. Maybe a little better. If you have Miz's gear, you're probably going to do a bill. I do think it's going to be hard to get 2 full cycles with Miz. I think that would be very difficult. Not saying impossible. I didn't time it, so maybe you could. But Miz is going to be a really strong carry that a lot of people have. Going to hit super duper hard. So I like Miz in the defensive slot the most. Hogan is always good in boss. He's going to help with the shield. Aggressive is really sucky this time. We'll look through all of them. Goldberg, I think, is my favorite because he's 2-click, buffs yellow gems, makes a bunch of yellow gems, gonna keep growing and recycling it. So I think Goldberg is my favorite in chaotic. And then here at focused, I'm using Ilya. Yes, Ilya uses green. Thanks, General Burrow. Good info. So yeah, unless you get unlucky, should be possible. I'm gonna use Ilya simply because I have him leveled. He does like 150 million, and his multiply gems are gonna be 7 times bigger. So he's gonna hit a little bit harder, probably like over 200, 220, but it's an easy recycle. He'll help with the shield. Better options if you have them gold. Probably this one. Cody would be really good with the yellow multiplies. And Dusty with the yellow multiplies even better. Regal, I think a lot of people, the trap is people are going to be like, ooh, Regal with the purple, but no plates, right? So no Piper plate. So no purple, green, green. Derek mentioned he usually runs triple green. This one, with this loadout, you actually can get a board full of yellows and multiplies, and it'll recycle. So if you're going to run Regal, I think this is the set to run by far, triple green, because it'll recycle. You'll be able to keep hitting it. Board full of yellows, bunch of multiply gems, 36 of them at strength 5. And since plates don't work, this is the way, right? Some version of this for Regal. I like this. If you have gear, of course, you can put multiply trainers on and hit harder. You should be able to go like well over 400 million, I would think, with this set, with Regal. I don't know if you can get it twice. I don't play them at all, so maybe you can, maybe you can't, but that should hit really hard. And then, of course, if you have gears, you're going to hit harder. So, yeah, this slot, Focused isn't great besides CM Punk. That's why Ilya's in it for mine. I don't have Cody leveled up and no plans on it. I don't have Dusty leveled up, no plans, and I don't have Regal leveled up, no plans. So I'm just going to run Ilya. I think any of those work. Focus on doing what you can do, which is the shield. Focus breakers this time are kind of stinky since you don't need unfreeze. The breaker for them, you could use Regeneration X in case your teammate doesn't debuff. But I don't really think it's worth leveling up. I would hold my currency. So focus this time, just bring somebody somewhat useful. Breaker, not super important. Like I said, I'm going to bring Ilya. We talked about the other ones. Aggressive, I love Hogan for breaking the shield because it's all wild cards. Covered that plenty of times before. He also has my aggressive breaker maxed, which makes it so your team takes less damage, which is very useful. I just run the wild card and the gem buff, and then I also put the rose in there to destroy in case so I don't have to swipe, hopefully, right? But I do like Hogan. Bunch of different ways to run him depending if you have gear and stuff, and what moments you have. But he's probably my best pick in aggressive for this one. Their aggressive is pretty stinky, to be honest. It's really not great, guys. Like, so anyone that can break a bunch of gems fast would be useful. You could run someone like Captain Lou with yellows, I suppose, that could recycle it if for some reason you have them gold. Batista, you could always throw some power gems out, but then he won't break gems, so not crazy about that. I think when we look through aggressive, I came to the conclusion that I would probably run Shredder's multiply set if I didn't have Hogan leveled up, and a lot of people have Shredder leveled up. Because they're just, he's not going to hit super hard except for when he gets some yellows, but they are going to be double of what he's stock making them. The bottom 4 rows into multiply gems of strength 7, they'll be 14. So he'll do some good damage, break a bunch of gems, and recycling should be no issue. So I think probably I'd put Hogan 1, maybe Shredder 2, and then let's see if there's anyone I'm missing that would be worth talking about in here. Possibly JBL, same sort of thing, bunch of multiplies that break, similar to Shredder. So you could do that. Oh my gosh, Chris. Definitely not like Hemingway. I don't really remember what Ozzy does, to be honest, full disclosure, but I'm pretty sure it is not anything we're looking for here. So yeah, I think I'd be inclined to say that's about it. In aggressive, it's not great. So bring somebody that can bust up the shield, worst case scenario, with a breaker, that type of thing. Moving on to chaotic, I love Goldberg. Also worth mentioning a Hall of Fame Macho. And it is a showboat, so you will have class advantage, but Hall of Fame Macho does yellow multiply gems, recycles, so he should be pretty strong, actually, especially if you have his gears. So big ups for Hall of Fame Macho. Also, along those lines, Devon, no plates, so he won't hit as hard as he could, but it is the showboat class advantage, which means you're going to get double the multiply gems, basically fill all of it out. So Devon, kind of a sleeper pick there too if you've leveled up Devon. Somebody like CM Punk, Zombie Punk, could actually potentially be solid simply because it'll be an easy recycle, and every time you're going to get that 450% gem boost, right? And that's going to continue to stack and get bigger. So he's a decent option. Plus, he's going to blow up the whole board. So if you have him leveled up, that would be great. Turtle Ray has to swipe, so he can't keep growing the gem damage, but he will blow up the whole board. Hit fairly hard, harder on the yellow gems. So kind of like them. Seth, people have asked about. I mean, if you have him leveled and he's your best option, I get it. He can break a bunch of gems with the purples, right? The color turn damage isn't going to be huge. That's a trap. So don't fall in love with that. It's only 3 times. But triple purple Seth could get some stuff done for you, break a bunch of gems, do a little bit of damage. So don't hate him, don't love him. But if he's who you got leveled up, I can see that working. What else? You could actually potentially, maybe without plates, not so much, but like if you're really scraping the barrel, you could run this with Julius, use some props to get the multiplies set up, and then you're going to hit really hard, right? So that one could do really well for you too. Even though it's not primary colors, the multiplies would be buffed bigger, especially if you have Julius gear. You could always use the props to load this, or get some swipes to load it. And even though it's not the primary color, the multiply gems would be quite beefy. So Julius is an option too. Plus he'd help on the shield, right? New sweepstakes I have nothing to do with. It's a Professor Scopely thing on the Scopely channel, not the Mherex channel. Sorry guys. No free loots and giveaways here. Probably worth mentioning Taker if you have a bunch of moments. Yeah, it is a good way to lose move boost when you swipe. Absolutely. Taker with the moments can do some stuff. No plates to boost it, but the triple yellow, blow up the board, choose into it. Make sure you leave 1 purple multiply gem to break. With the moments, you could get some stuff with that. No, you're fine. I don't mind interrupting while I'm recording. It's all good. We're on Twitch. So if you have the beer bath moment, Taker with some yellows, probably hit pretty dang hard, actually. Since he goes like, what? Probably like 100 millish at gold, so give him some bigger multiplies and a yellow boost. I mean, he could get up to maybe like 400 or 500. That's guessing. I didn't test him. We tested a bunch of the other ones, didn't test Taker, but he could probably hit pretty decent, I think. I think those were the big ones in chaotic. Let me double check who I'm missing. Of course, OTC, bigger multiplies can always do OTC things and hit hard, so worth mentioning OTC. And I don't think Leprechaun does anything, so I think that's about it there. In defensive, like I said, Miz all the way. I think pretty much everyone has Miz. If you built him, he's going to be great. Tested Howdy out. Howdy with this moveset. Maybe like 400 million. Not super impressed. A lot of clicks. Miz way better. Way better. Zombie LA, slow animations, no plates to work with is really going to hurt him. So not super impressed there. Bubba, triple yellow, pretty good. But again, because he can grow the damage, no rumble plate hurts a little bit. But you know, easy recycle, and he's going to grow the damage substantially every time. So Bubba's probably a decent pick. I still think Miz is by far way better than them. Austin, great shield breaker. A lot of people have Austin. Actually, he's pretty underrated. Triple yellow is really good. You can get the leech gems out and do a little extra damage, but then when it comes to breaking the shield, you literally just spam Spinebuster over and over. I think he would be a great pick. Chaotic, you could also do the KO thing. If you're a KO enjoyer, you'll know what I mean. If you're not, don't start now. Just my opinion. What else? I think those are probably the big ones. You could do some Zombie Dom work. He can run into some potential recycle problems, but if you've leveled up Zombie Dom, you could probably do some multiply works, even though it's like green and stuff. It's still a boost with multiplies, so maybe not the worst, but a little bit of trouble recycling. I think Miz is clearly the way to go. You're really not missing out that much, General. I don't like him. If you wanted to just spam rock similar to Austin, If you've leveled rock up, you could just spam people's elbow over and over for yellow gems. Won't hit super hard, but useful. So you could do that too. Hey Meal, how you doing? I'm doing well, man. I did mention Devon. Noah, I did. Yep, in the chaotic section. Um, so I think that's probably most defensive again. It's surprising how many good defensive options we have lately. It's become a very strong boss class with a lot of options to choose from. And this one seems to be no different. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the boss. Again, if you're looking at team comps, I think ideally the team comp I would want to run, I think two good Mizes, and you could probably carry the other spots. But for safety wise, bring somebody with a neutralize, whoever that might be that you've decided to level your neutralize on. I think I will probably just run. So I have powerhouses and technicians. I'll probably just run Mercy to start and then switch to Goldberg after I get my boss currency thingamajig done. So you'll want neutralize in this slot, which looks like this right here. And again, I believe level 6 should do you for being quick enough. If not, it's level 7 for the neutralize. That removes the boss's MP buff. And then defensive, I'm going to say just run the heal boss breaker. Helping hand is fine. Shouldn't be taking that much damage, really, this one, guys, to be honest. With Miz, it being so available on so many factions, and then, of course, other people having CM Punk, I think that's going to be kind of your big route. Just the main thing is if you only have one Miz, bring a bunch of shield breakers. Let the Miz do the work. You're not going to be the hero anyway. Bring a bunch of people that can break a bunch of gems. Get it done that way. And have a good time. In fact, I'll probably just go, since I can promote him, I'll probably just go Zombie Punk or Ray instead for me to start, and then switch to Goldberg. But my tops would be CM Punk at focused. I think I'm going to say Powerhouse Hogan at aggressive. Aggressive is pretty bad. I like Goldberg here a lot. So there's that. Devon I think will hit R2, but I think Goldberg is the way here. And then Miz clearly right here. So Regal triple green I think is the way. Don't fall in the trap since there's no pyro plate. And don't miss this here, so you don't get stuck with 10 MP and everybody being like, oh no, boss should have like 2 billion health. So I'm guessing it's what they have had lately. And then again, steel cage rules, no skill plate, big Sag. So that is your boss battle breakdown. I'm back to doing these on the regular again. Let me know if you want to see something different or more expanded in the future with these. I'm always trying to improve my videos. So other than that, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. And yeah, thanks for watching and good luck out there. Yeah, it's a boss prep. Yeah, everyone's got Man's Nightmare. So that's the nice thing.